You're not going to believe this, but what if I told you that 85% of the waste from Ontario's businesses is going straight into the ground? It's a huge problem, but it turns out a lot of that trash might actually be treasure, and one company is drawing the map to find it. Okay, let's start with just one number, 15%. Just let that sink in for a second.
So what is that 15%? Well, according to Ontario's Auditor General, that is the tiny amount of waste that businesses and institutions actually manage to recycle. We call it the ICI sector, and yeah, that number is pretty shocking.
But this really begs the question, right? What if we're looking at this all wrong? What if that giant mountain of so-called trash is actually a valuable resource that's just in the wrong place at the wrong time? So, just how big of a hole have we dug for ourselves? Well, let's take a closer look.
All right, check this out. On the left, that's us, at home. Our residential recycling is at 50%. Not perfect, but, it's respectable. But then you look over at the business sector on the right, and it just falls off a cliff. A dismal 15%. This is where the whole system is completely breaking down.
And that breakdown leads us to our next number. And honestly, this one's kind of scary. 9 years.
That's the best guess for how long we have until our main landfills are completely full. The clock is ticking, loud, and just finding new spots to bury our problems isn't a real solution.
This looming crisis has finally forced the government's hand. There are new rules coming down the pipe that are going to completely change the game for how businesses handle their waste.
Now, to get what's happening, you just need to know two new players. First, ESR. Think of it as a simple online registration for waste haulers. And then you've got RPRA. They're like the new digital referees, making sure everyone is tracking their waste online and playing by the rules. Everything is moving into the digital age.
And the pressure is just going to keep ramping up. By 2025, there are new targets for organic waste. 2026, new rules for packaging. And then, the big one for our story, a proposed ban on sending clean wood to landfill by 2029. The government's message is crystal clear: adapt or get left behind.
All this change, all this disruption, it actually creates a massive opportunity for a new kind of company, one that's designed from the ground up to recover resources, not just haul garbage.
So let's talk about wood waste specifically. The key thing to understand is that it's a volume game. Wood is bulky. It takes up a lot of space, but it isn't very heavy. A normal dumpster fills up with all that empty air long before it hits its weight limit. It's just incredibly inefficient.
I mean, just look at this pile. The real challenge here isn't just figuring out what to do with it. It's how do you move it? To make recycling this stuff actually work financially, you've got to be able to move huge quantities of it all at once.
And this is exactly where a company like 905 Wood has a massive head start. They've got two key advantages. First, the hardware. These enormous 144-yard walking floor trailers. That just means the floor literally moves to unload itself. It lets them haul way more wood in a single trip. And second, the software, a completely digital platform that uses AI and online billing to streamline the entire process.
So, they've got the right tools for the job, but how does this new model actually fix the broken system we talked about? Let's break it down.
This quote from the Auditor General's office is just staggering. It says that waste transfer stations, the middlemen in the waste world, are often a dead end. Some of them are diverting less than 5% of construction materials. That means stuff that could be recycled just gets mixed together and shipped off to a landfill.
So the 95 wood model is all about creating a direct route. First, you separate the clean wood right at the source. Then you load it into one of those high-capacity trailers, and then you can just completely bypass those broken transfer stations and deliver the wood straight to a company that can actually use it. It's a total shortcut to a better outcome.
And this is why that first step, separating at the source, is absolutely critical. See, clean wood, like plain lumber or tree branches, is a valuable feedstock for this new bioeconomy. But treated wood, stuff that's been painted or has preservatives in it, that can be classified as hazardous waste. You cannot mix them if you want to unlock the value.
Their digital platform is a real game changer here. For customers, especially those working on green building projects like LEED, it provides verifiable data proving their materials were actually recycled. And on the back end, the system is designed to plug right into the province's new digital tracking systems, making sure everybody stays compliant. It's a win-win.
So, what does all this mean for the big picture? It means we're finally starting to move towards a truly circular economy.
This is what that circular economy actually looks like in practice. A digital hauler like 905 Wood becomes the critical logistical link. They connect waste from a construction site to a facility that turns it into a valuable product like biochar or renewable gas. It becomes this closed-loop system where nothing is wasted. This is the fundamental shift in thinking. We're watching wood waste transform from a liability, something that costs you money to get rid of, into an asset. It's becoming a key feedstock for Ontario's innovative and fast-growing bioeconomy.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? People are already figuring out how to use biochar made from this exact kind of wood waste to make green steel. I mean, if we can do that, what other materials currently filling up our landfills are just waiting for the right person to come along and unlock their hidden value?